Hey, what's going on, YouTube? We need to subscribe and follow for further episodes of the Five Nine Podcast. Um, this is a re-recording because the first show I noticed there were some technical issues, so I figure I had another idea where I'm just gonna do a show where I'm just kind of showing, sort of the tools of trade, for set lighting that I recommend. Um, Not sponsored by Celsius, but it would be nice. Hmm, I bought stock in this stuff. Um, so basically, you know, I'm not gonna say verbatim everything I said in that first episode. Um, but basically, I'm saying the climate of of right now on set, it's in certain parts, it's full swing, and a lot of the crew are older. There are no rookies on set now, and you know, even if you can get to the best boy, and a lot of the crew have been working, for like a number of years, 30 years. These are people who show up at each other's birthdays. I mean, that's how deep the connections go. So, you know, to give you a sort of a feel on the modern um, film industry is right now, today, this second. Um, so if you're looking to, try to get on, I try to get on a show that flips, but keep hustling. So without further ado, I'm gonna, these are sort of my, you know, tools that I recommend that I use on set that help me. Um, I feel be a better set lighting technician because, like, I think if you have the right tool, it makes your job so much faster. So the first thing I want to say is you got to have a headlamp. I got this, for cheap, but this is pretty good. Especially when you're on set. Um, this definitely helps you when you have to track down a cable or you're looking for your tools or whatever. This thing is really essential. Love it. Another thing, you should have an earpiece. I keep two earpieces for radios because you don't want to be in the middle of a first unit shoot and then your walkie goes off. You got to have an earpiece. But now people are switching to uh, are these new more modern earpieces. They're like the speakers. They're very nice. Scissors. You never know when you have to cut something. I especially like these because they have like a little chair, so they're in my pocket. I don't have to worry about getting cut. But these are definitely I got these from Walmart. Um, Another tool that I really like. These are um, These are wire strippers. So basically, if you have a wire that you know you're replacing a hubble, these are really good. You put it in here and it'll split the wire, and then you know, and then it has crimpers right here where you can cut the wire too. Um, these are another form of crimpers. These are for data, for doing wireless. Uh, and then like how I showed you those wire strippers, there's this. These are for bigger, but then here's another one. This is one that's more for like smaller wires or finer wires. This is for bigger gauge and this is for finer. So that way you can get more accurate cuts with this one. So I think you should have. I mean, I like them both, but you gotta get the right tool for the right job. Love this tool. Um, Milwaukee drill. Like this right here will save you so much time, and you can use it. You never know when you have to take, what, take a door, or it could be you're working on a wall, and you're putting LEDs in, and you have to fasten them. These are great. This is especially most of the time the best boy supplies these, but it's nothing like having your own. And furthermore, it's nothing like having a battery. So you have this, you have a battery. I label mines. This is just me personally. I label mines that way. There's no mistake where somebody comes on set and they say, "Hey, no, there's no mistake. Mines are labeled. These are labeled. R, these are RM branded right here. This is a DMX cat. I love this thing. So basically, what I said with let me just open it. Basically, with lights, um, sometimes you have wireless lights, and they might not work. So basically, you use this device, and you can find out where this connects this, and then there's an app on your phone that you use, and it'll tell you uh, where the source of um, where there's flicker, there's a lack of connection. But DMX Cat, I feel, is an essential part of the toolkit. I just hope that and pray that I will get to use it before this thing becomes obsolete at some point. You gotta have rope. Basically, rope is essential. You use this for to tie knots, to secure things. Um, you can never have at least keep one with me. On um, pouch. So this is my pouch. Um, I basically have pins in here. Red is important. I got a knife. For cutting. Let's say cutting rope. Um, I keep rubber. Keep these are great. These are Gerber. They have these are multi tools. Got all kinds of functions right here. Got a knife. Got a file. Um, Screwdriver. These things are great. Multi tool. You gotta have this. Central on set. Um, it's great for if you have to um, replace scrims that are really hot. You can use that adjustable wrench. This thing is essential for if you're working anything, but you're working shows or whatever. You'll never know when you'll need an adjustable wrench. This is so important. You got to have this in your set. Um, this is going to be controversial. So don't tell me, but they refer to these as these are diagonal cutters, but in the business they're referred to as dikes. I don't know why. I don't know who came up with the term. I don't, you know. So okay, so I'm gonna, move on. Um, this is a Klein tool. This is a circuit. This is what you use. You can stick into the wall outlet to know whether or not you have a short. So these are great. You can never have too many of these. These are cube taps. I recommend this one in particular, where it allows you um, to know the voltage. So you can plug this in, and it'll tell you the voltage. And then these are just useful. I think you should definitely have these. You'll never know when somebody's like, "Hey, I need a cube tap," and you're the guy, you're the hero. Uh, you have them. So I recommend. I have three on my thing, but I got more in my bag. This is another type of wall outlet. So yeah, I can put my name on this one. This is important for like if you're wiring something, you can see, to make sure that if you put it together, the colors in here indicate, whether you've wired it correctly. Another essential tool. And of course, needle nose pliers. Like I said, if you have to go in and um, pull out something, from the from your light. Something might be bent, so you can use these to bend it back. So these are great. And also, let's see what else I got. gotta have this. This is wire a meter. So you know these are essential for working with any type of electricity. You have to be able to measure, not just measure it, know it's hot, know the voltage. This thing is so incredibly useful. It comes with, like I say, two leads. So um, this is the Klein. I prefer Klein tools because I feel like they're just more durable and they last. But you gotta have one of these, especially if you're dealing with electricity. It's a non-negotiable. You gotta have this thing. You can drop it. It's very durable. Um, I bought these a long time ago. Like I've used these like maybe twice. These are leather gloves. These are set wears, and it's maybe like been two instances where a light has been really hot where I needed this, like for the LED for the HMIs. But now lights are going LED. So I think these are becoming more and more like I hate to say irrelevant because the lights are LEDs and they're not hot. But when you do get, the 16K HMIs, which are really hot, and then you got to move it offset and deglobe it and that sort of thing, this is I think is essential to have because of their quality leather and it won't burn your hands. So I think these are definitely good. But again, you never know what situation you'll be in. When I do the condor, I carry my own harness. So basically, um, I don't know, it might be time to get another harness, but this is what I use. I put it around, and it keeps me from, I guess, falling, you know, from high places. But this one is adjusted to my size because I hate when I get a harness and I have to get in, put it on, I have to adjust to myself. This is ready to go. I don't have to waste time. Not every harness is the same. I'm gonna go through a few more things. These have really surprised me. Like you never know when you'll need a pair of these things because you'll never know when like you're on a set and you have a light and it needs to hold something together. You don't, needs to be. You can just open this and it'll just lock and it'll clamp shut. And you never know how like these are so useful. I recommend these things. You gotta have these on set. Um, um, for like mostly lower tier independent productions, you never, you know, having one of these on set because you never know because especially when you're plugging things into walls, it gets kind of unsafe. So I think this keeps things. Um, oops, dropped something. So you you gotta have tape. Don't ever be the guy, and not just any tape. This is gaffer's tape because because it peels, and then when you tear it, it tears up with like no problem. You see how that was like really clean, and then the most important thing as a set lighting person, take it and you tab it over so that way it's already ready to go at all times. Love this stuff. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna conclude this episode, but subscribe if you guys have any ideas and you've seen some of my tools, and let me know what you use in your kit and to make your job more efficient. So this is um, Rob McTyre signing off. See you in the future. Take care. Peace.